I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are. My name is Shikha, and I welcome you to my channel. I wanted to show you one of the playground field things. I think this is like a community center built, like a government built playground area. So they have these basketball courts, and then if you go back that way, they have soccer fields, 2 or 3 of them. And in the evening when it gets cooler, right now it's not that cool. In the evening when it gets cooler, there are people there's lots of kids obviously playing soccer, there's like adults playing basketball, and it's really nice. There's like grandparents sitting around watching their grandkids, and parents and family members just sitting and eating chips or drinking cola and just chilling out. And so it's a really cool area to walk around at night, or in the evening time, at least after 6, as soon as it gets a little bit cooler. Oh, so funny. Anyways, so in this one I wanted to speak to you a little bit about our mission in life. And I don't know if this is like a very common thing in humanity. I mean, I don't know. I want to believe that it is. Perhaps it is. I don't know. But I do know particularly that for INFJs and for myself, it is very common. It's very important, extremely important, for us to have a mission in life. Something that we direct all of our energies and thoughts and ideas and creativity towards. It doesn't have to be something really big. It doesn't have to be something really major. It doesn't have to be something that completely amplifies in the world or changes it completely. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be small, it doesn't have to be a particular size, it doesn't have to be a particular thing. It just has to be something that we can direct our energies towards, that makes us feel like, yeah, I'm here in the world and I'm not a waste of space, and I'm here doing something, contributing to the world in some manner, so that whenever I die, which I will soon-ish, then I can say at my deathbed, yeah, you know what, I did a good job, I did contribute in my own small way. Maybe I wasn't Mother Teresa, probably I wasn't Mother Teresa, but I did the best I could. Yeah, I contributed and I made some kind of impact. I had a mission in life. Yeah. Now, the impact could also just be on one person. It could be that you have the idea that you want to be the best mother in the world, and you want to make sure that your child has the best education, the best life, the best priorities, the best everything. Yeah, you just want to give that child of yours the best life possible, and that means that is your mission. And so if you're an INFJ mother, that would be your mission that you'd focus on, or an INFJ father. Or if you were an INFJ social worker, then you want to make sure that your mission would be in your life, you'd be like, all right, I want to make sure that every person that I come into contact with, every one of my clients, customers, however you call it, patients, clients, I think, that I can do the best job for them, so then they can live a good life, a healthy life, and they don't have to worry about whatever they worry about, right? With me, obviously, you know my mission. My mission is to make sure that younger INFJs don't feel so lonely in the world. They understand that there's lots of people like them around, and they don't have to worry about their quirks or oddities, and that, you know, that they can be healthy in the world and they can contribute in the world, and hopefully the more they learn about themselves, the more they'll be able to do that. So every INFJ, every person, I think, has some kind of idea in their head that this is what they want to accomplish before they die. Now, sometimes the mission is a little bit selfish, which is okay as well. Like, you know, some people have the mission that I want to make sure that I make oodles of money before I die, because then that'll prove to the world that I am worthy. It'll prove to the world that I am smart. It'll prove to the world that I am, powerful or successful, or whatever that means to you, right? Like, there's so many different ways of looking at it. And so it's very important for INFJ particularly to have a mission. I think in general, I feel like this is one of my things. I think that humanity in general needs a mission as well in order to feel useful in the world. I think that's one of the reasons why humanity in general is having such a hard time with living in the modern world, is because we don't have missions like we used to in the past. Like in the past, there were very clearly delineated missions, you know. either you were in war all the time, so you were a soldier and you had a mission that way, or you were a lieutenant or a general or something like that and you had a mission that way, or you were a king, or you were a peasant and you had a mission to make sure that there was enough food. There's always some kind of mission, some kind of thing that propelled you, moved you forward. Nowadays, I feel, this is just my intuitive feeling, that because life has become so easy, and easy as I say in quotes, but easy enough that you don't have a lot of things to worry about. Mostly if you have a good job and you're stable enough, you have enough income coming in that you can have some of the necessities of life and maybe a little bit more. And you go home, you watch TV and then you fall asleep, and that's a pretty good life. You work, sleep, and buy things. And so basically most people are pretty happy with that, except that they feel missionless. That's why there is this huge surge in the world of, I need to find my life purpose. I need to find my life purpose. It's not that they're looking for their life purpose necessarily, they're just looking for something to divert their creative energies into. I think human beings in general have a lot of creativity in them. Even if you believe you're creative or not, you have creative potential that's just part of who you are. I think human beings in general are very creative, but what happens is that we just don't have anything to direct that creativity towards. We don't have a mission to work towards. Yeah, sometimes you're like, okay, I'm gonna make a certain amount of money, and then I'm gonna buy this car, and then I'm gonna buy this house, and then I'm gonna retire at this age. Yeah, okay, cool, awesome. These are all missions as well. But there's very few people who can be satisfied with such a mission. Yeah, a lot of people do need a bigger mission. That's why a lot of people who are, talking about, oh, I want to retire early, I want to retire at 40. They don't want to retire at 40 so they can sit on the beach and drink mojitos. No, they want to retire early so they can do their work, their mission that they came onto the planet for, the work of the world. My friend called it, and I really like that. It's the work of the world. It's not the work of the selfish. It's not the work of, I'm here for myself and that's it. It's the work of the world. You're here to contribute in a certain fashion. That's your mission. And so all of us in general, specifically obviously INFJs, of course, like INFJs are very much focused on the idea that I have a mission, I want a mission, I need to have a mission. If I don't have a mission, I feel useless, I feel rudderless, I feel like, what's the point of me being even here, right? Why am I even here? I'm just taking up space. And so of course, that causes issues in INFJs because a lot of them are not certain of what their mission is. And I'll be doing another video about this, I think, in the future, but I'm going to give you a little spiel about what I'm going to speak about in that video, is that you don't need to know the entirety, like the whole thing about your mission right away. Like, you don't need to know exactly what all the different parts of it are right now. You can just know a little smidgen of it, and that's okay. You can just start with that. Actually, in fact, don't wait until you know the whole thing, because you might be waiting forever. Just start with the bit that you know. It might be a very tiny bit, and you're like, oh, but I just know that I want to do this one particular thing. I don't know what's going to create, I don't know how it's going to impact the world, I don't know what's going to do in the future, but I know that's going to be part of my mission. So just do that thing. Don't worry about how the whole thing is going to take place, how all the different pieces are going to fall into place. Don't worry about how it's going to impact the world and how you're going to magnify it or amplify it. Don't worry about all that stuff. Just do the bit that you actually know about. For example, for myself, because I only know myself so I can give my own example, for the longest time I knew that I wanted to speak in a public way and share my ideas with the world. I just knew that this was going to be part of my mission. I didn't know how. I had no idea how. I couldn't even fathom it. And sometimes I'd be like, maybe I could become a motivational speaker. But I was like, no, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be a motivational speaker. I don't want to go on stage and speak to thousands of people and motivate them. But I do want to teach people. I do want to speak and teach people. But I didn't know exactly how it's going to happen, right? I had no idea. What I did though, what I started doing when I knew that this is what I wanted to do, is I started reading a lot. I started reading a lot of books. I started taking a lot of notes. I started understanding a lot of concepts because I knew eventually, I'd be able to use this information in order to build my mission. Because I knew partly what my mission was. And then somehow I realized, okay, maybe I could just do YouTube videos. Yeah, like I know it's not the best of things, but perhaps it could be something that would be useful. Maybe it could become my mission, who knows. And then I started doing videos on there. The only reason I was able to do videos was because I read so much and I had all this information in my head that I was able to talk about things. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to. So even though I had no idea what my mission was exactly, I started off with something. Yeah? I knew I wanted to teach people using my voice. That was part of what I was going to do. And I didn't know how it was going to look, but I started. And I added to it, and I added to it, and now I'm adding to it more. And eventually it might end up looking completely different from what it is right now. That's not the point. The point is that I keep on with my mission, keep on going with it in its small formats at first, and then keep on adding to it as time goes on. You don't need to know the full picture right now. You just start with what you have. Start with whatever small thing you have right now, and then you can go forward from there. I hope this makes sense. If you have questions about this, obviously message me. I'm always happy to do a coaching session with you. And if you have some topics that you want me to speak about, obviously let me know as well. These are all random topics that I'm coming up with on my own. So if there's something you particularly want to know about, then let me know as well. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.